Peace, family. So I'm back with another one, you know what I'm saying? So today what I wanted to do was I wanted to touch base on a question that one of my subscribers had asked. How do you know who are the real chosen ones and the ones who are spiritually connected? How is their chosen purpose connected with the Creator? So I almost wanted to comment back down in there a little bit more, but just to keep it short, you know, I gave a simplified answer, but I figured I'd come back with a video just to kind of go a little bit more in depth. I know a lot of beings. I was raised in a church, Christian, Baptist, blah blah blah, whatever. I'm not into I don't practice any religions, I should say. I don't practice any religions. I am spiritually connected. You know, I do believe in the Creator and the universe. But I know a lot of people subscribe to joining a religion, and once you join that religion, that deems you as a chosen one. That would be very difficult to believe or to perceive, solely on the fact because we're spiritual beings having a human experience. So for me to put that in place first, I have to be a human first before the being. But since I'm the being, I have to understand that it doesn't matter what somebody's pretending to portray. Their fruits will show the kind of being that they are. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can always tell an apple tree by the apples on the ground around it. You know, it's always going to be the same, the tree that's going to bear that fruit. So a lot of false prophets slide into a lot of religions, and they practice these religions, and then they put on these fronts and pretend like they are chosen. And just because you have information, it doesn't make you chosen. It's how you choose to live your life in that process and how you choose to operate with the Creator. It's hard for me to subscribe to the fact that the chosen ones have to preach a book that was written. It's really hard for me to subscribe to that. I understand if, you know, other beings use this religion for them to prosper and elevate in a different manner, but for me, wholeheartedly, it's harder for me to see that. When you chosen, you don't have to specifically preach this Bible word that they're given right here, because if you remove the Bible and all of this information, like this physical information that we have out here right now, you would solely have to base it off your living experiences, and you would only be able to compare that with the next being living experiences. So chosen from a spiritual standpoint and not from the religious standpoint would be more so based on, I operate with the Creator, meaning the ones who they call God, that's who we call the Creator. You know what I'm saying? Or Allah, that's who we call the Creator. You also have the universe in whole. You know what I'm saying? It's not always, when we say Creator, it's not one being or one vessel. It's more so thought of as we're communicating with the universe. This tree, these branches, this grass, everything is vibrating. We're communicating with everything. And when we say that we chosen and we don't operate with the religions, we're trying to say that we're still here doing the Creator's work. You know what I'm saying? We still doing and taking all the steps we need to take to raise the vibration and the frequency of this planet. No, it's not walking around with the Bible or anything, but we do have our own tactics on how we raise the frequency and vibration, which is by minimizing how much we indulge in the matrix. You know what I'm saying? From these holy days that just passed to, let's say, going to the movies and spending money at these corporate places and anything that's like wholeheartedly connected with the matrix economic system, I should say. You know, we more so are setting the tone to break that matrix shit that they have going on right now, to raise this frequency. So that way we're not having people and everyone and different beings out here moving around all confused or not knowing what the hell is going on. We understand that there's two sides to this war that's going on. You got the creator and then you got the oppositions. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I know I operate with the creator. If I was connected to a religion, they would call it God or Allah, but since I'm not, I call it creator, and a lot of other ones call it creator. You know what I'm saying? So it's still operating on a love frequency. You can think about it like it's other cultures out here that's not connected to Western society. But I wouldn't say not one person in that culture could not be chosen. That wouldn't make sense to me, because I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. So I would know that it has to start within. So for me, I can name a bunch of experiences from when I was little, from whether I was being raised in a cult or just a bunch of demonic shit that was happening around me, which I didn't really understand until I was able to get away from it, to be in a more peaceful space, to actually self-reflect without being interfered or distracted. You know, we have to be able to correlate our life experiences with the information that we're finding. You don't just pick up a book and give a word and say, oh, I'm chosen because I decided to do this. You can do that, but that doesn't mean that you're moving as a chosen one within. You know, it's been numerous of situations to where I done stepped into situations that wasn't mine, and I'm standing up to quote-unquote bullies and all other kind of shit that I didn't even have to put my 2 cents in. But that's the kind of being I am. I understand that I'm a male. I stand firm in my masculinity. It's always been that way since I came out the womb. You know what I'm saying? So as far as us being spiritually connected and being chosen, what we do over here is still raising the frequency. I'm not supporting any major brands. This is Lord Jamar, you know, shout out to them. He was in the industry with some music long time ago, which they have their own connections, but he pulled away. He pulls out a lot of information. So I decided to support him, his brand, this way. You know what I'm saying? But it's people out here that's healing people, that's not practicing no religion, that's raising the frequency. It's people out here teaching people lessons and giving people some dope ass insight information, some confirmations, some verifications, all of the above. You know what I'm saying? That's helping people move forward and past where they at right now. You know what I'm saying? You got physical beings out here that's creating situations within the Western world. You know what I'm saying? That's creating healthier dieting plans. You know what I'm saying? A lot of herbalists out here, a lot more organic things to kind of get your hands on. You got to go through websites and different things because we have to get away from the matrix, but a lot of us is pulling away from this matrix stereotype that's going on right now. You cannot say that you want to remove yourself from something, but then you still indulging in it. If I'm going to be in this position, which I was forced in this position, I didn't really have a choice. Most of us that's in these positions understand that we didn't have a choice. This shit feels like a job. I live this shit daily. I'm the only one in my family, male-wise really, to be in the position I am, taking care of my daughter the way that I do. I took my BM to court myself. No, I don't have no child support on me, but I got everything that I wanted, 50-50. This is me lining myself up, fighting these battles that everybody else is saying that they're too weak or the system is set it up against you. But when you chosen, you don't even think like that. You just say, okay, this shit is gonna happen. I'm about to make this shit happen. Simple process. It's nothing to knock anybody who uses the books of religion or anything like that. It's just more so it's easier to get in and to learn some information and regurgitate it out and not really showing the fruits of it. And what I mean by fruits is not just like getting on the channel and putting out content like this, I also live this shit daily on a basis. I'm always out on these trails or in life. I don't call it woods, I call it life. I'm always out in life, keeping myself grounded, meditating. I'm constantly throwing little things away if I don't need them, just because I know we need to learn to let go and to not hold on to things. You know, I spend a lot of quality time with my daughter. You know, it's always this stereotype of these other things. When I got her for the full week, my energy is devoted to her. That's because I have a full week without her. The Creator set my situation up. Look, you got 50-50. If you want bullshit, you could bullshit for a whole week when you don't have her. Even though I don't bullshit, I'm constantly grinding, but it's set up that way. So it's no excuse for me to not be giving her that time and attention when she's with me for a full week. When you are chosen, you live this shit. It's not about just telling somebody a word when it's convenient for that situation. It's about putting that motherfucking word down even when it's inconvenient, even when it's uncomfortable, even when the shit doesn't feel right, because you know it's gonna cause some kind of friction or confrontation, but you know that you have to get that information out there. Once we get to a space to where we understand that we are spiritual beings, it's not about the word. It's about how you're vibrating and what you're putting out. If none of us could talk right now, we would still be able to interact and do what the fuck we have to do. It would be based off of your fruits. So if you have no book to preach, how the fuck are you living? Is everyone around you operating this way? Have you, because I know a lot of y'all motherfuckers in religion got money, so do you have land? Or are you just owning something that's very easily accessible because it's on the matrix? You know what I'm saying? Are you growing your own food and planting? You know what I'm saying? Farming? You trying to set any of these things up? Like, all of these things are things that's supposed to be in place if you are already financially situated and you are claiming to be a chosen one. I don't see organic chosen ones running around in all the designer clothes they can find. I don't see the chosen ones, the organic ones, running around with every new pair of Jordan that came out. I don't see the organic chosen ones running to get the new technologies and iPhones and shit when they come out. That's not our focus and that's not our purpose. So you have to start looking at the fruits to be able to distinguish who is really living it and who is just talking it and regurgitating information that they was able to study or look at, or somebody told them, or they just good with talking, so they just was able to get on and flip some shit. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of people get up here and do those things, you know, or they only supporting themselves. All these jewelries besides this one, I support. These were all handmade. All of this shit was handmade besides this. Rest of this was handmade. You know what I'm saying? This is going out supporting. And to be honest with y'all, I got a brand right here, but I don't support this shit. It was already in the catalog. So when I go out and I do shit, I keep it rolled up. So that way I'm not looking like I'm just walking billboard for these major companies and the ops in this spiritual war. I only know how to be me, and that's it. I ain't want to run up too long, but I'm going to drop that right there for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Just some open perspective. You know what I'm saying? Nothing to create no friction, but y'all can tap in with everything down below. Y'all know what time it is. Peace to the kings and queens.